Hi there, gang, and welcome to it's a special edition of OSF TV. This is a big day. This is a big day on a couple levels. I mean, it is huge. I was saying before the show, this is going to be a weird show. First of all, it's episode 20, and I know for all of the professional YouTubers out there, oh, 20. We don't see you. You're tiny. But to us, this is a big deal.
We haven't been booed off of YouTube yet.
We have not been booed off of YouTube, and people keep watching.
Yeah.
Your fault. Thank you.
We don't have to pay them anymore.
Thank you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Hey, gang, like and subscribe. But this is episode 20. This is a big show. You know, I mean, this is cool because we've been doing an episode every other week. And when I was talking to my buddy Ian, who is a marketing monster, this guy works with like billion-dollar accounts. I'm trying really, Ian, if you're watching, really want you on board. We are not a billion-dollar account yet. But when I talked to him about this, I don't know, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, he's like, dude, do you understand the commitment that comes from doing a show? It's going to have to be consistent. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. You know, it's a big time drain. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, it'll be fun. So so we've made it 20 episodes, and I think we've been relatively informative.
I think so.
I think sometimes we've been funny.
Sometimes.
So I think we're good. Although I did some research because I was thinking about past shows, and 2 weeks ago. And I don't remember how the hell we even got on the subject. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
How did that come up? Do you remember how that came up?
Shoot. No, I don't.
There was, because our guest was here, there was like 5 people on set, and we could not remember where Manny Pacquiao is from. And God forbid any of us Googled it.
I did.
In the moment. You did?
Well, we were on something else, and I was like...
So I'm setting the record straight finally. And so Philippines. He's from the Philippines. And the funny thing is, I had made mention at the time during the recording that my wife is going to be watching this right now, and she's going to be screaming at the computer, Philippines, because she loves Manny Pacquiao, right? My wife is here today. Nick is watching the show. Unfortunately, we don't have a cameraman that can swing around and put you. We can just have you lean in. Awesome. Here, come here. She got all dressed up. I feel bad. We should put her on the show. So have you jump in and put your pretty face right there. See, right there. Hi. This is my lovely wife. Aww. This is Nikki. She's the one that puts up with me and lets me do all this really stupid stuff all the time. So they're happy to hear.
Oh, you're playing podcasts with your friends again? Yeah.
Playing with the toys. Although, so another cool moment. All right, old guy moment. I get my old guy moments now that I'm more mature. So Kobe was here. My youngest son was here last week with Mr. Beardface, and we will introduce him in more detail in a second here. But Kobe came back home and told Nick, "Wow, Dad, for an old guy, really did a good job of figuring out like all of this recording stuff and the lights and the camera and the editing and blah blah blah." But he kept mentioning, for an old guy. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm still on some level. I'm still cool, right? Somebody tell me I pay both of you people. Tell me I'm cool.
You don't pay me enough for that.
My mom thinks I'm cool.
I don't know if my mom watches the show, so I don't know if I can say that.
Mine does.
Your mom does. I know. Andrew's mom is the official mom of our stress-free wedding. Oh yeah, Kat, my mother-in-law watches. She does. So hi, Kathy. Speaking of. I was watching last week's show back, and because we had a great conversation with the folks from PH Productions in Omaha, and it was fantastic. And I'm watching it, and I realized, I don't know, right from the first sentence that I was just flying on too much caffeine.
That's what happens when you drink those. I mean, Beardface, he gave me one of those before a wedding show one time. And I think I was running on an empty stomach. And by the time I got there, it was like I looked like the most nervous person of all time pointing at screens like, and here you have the...
So what we're talking about is Bang.
Product,
Today's show is brought to you...
placement.
Product placement. Today's show is brought to you by Bang. Today's show is Candy Apple Crisp Bang. It's delicious. But I See, I shouldn't have had it. Yep. I shouldn't have had it because I haven't had a Bang in like 4 days. Because after that recording last week, I'm like, oh my God. I know that sounds terrible, doesn't it? There's so many stupid innuendos we can throw in here. It's going to be worse with my wife here. I'm like, I haven't had a Bang in a while, honey.
Not true.
We're gonna give her a spot on the show at some point. You know what's happening. It's
Yep.
it's But so I was watching last week's show, and last week I was running on none sleep whatsoever because, and to circle back to my in-laws, whom I love dearly, for the record, Kathy, my favorite mother-in-law in the whole world, and my father-in-law Bruce, they're great people. So last week they were on vacation. And we dog sat for them, and their adorable puppy, and he is a very cute dog. You know how they say in the ocean that sharks never stop moving? Like they can't.
Right. Yeah.
So does this dog.
Oh, great.
This dog never stopped moving. Constantly, even at night when you're supposed to be sleeping. My wife slept very soundly, very well. And the dog loves sleeping on the bed because my in-laws are foolish enough to let the dog sleep on the bed with them. So, of course, Toby slept in the bed with us. Lovely. So he would lay with his back against my lovely wife, which meant that the legs are against Sean. The dog never stops moving. So all night, I'm just getting kicked. And then I would move. And as soon as I move, he'd pop up, and then he's licking my face, and then he's on my chest, and then he's off the bed, and then he's back on the bed, and then he's in my face. And we were just best friends all night. So Thursday, when we recorded the show with PH Productions, I think I was on my second bang. I only have one a day if I have one. So you got to stay in control. Because otherwise you sound like an auctioneer.
He doesn't either.
So I'm purposely, consciously thinking I need to slow down just a little bit. So I wanted to correct a couple things from past shows. I wanted to apologize for the fact that I sounded like I was on speed last week.
Because you were.
I was on just caffeine, just very delicious ultra CoQ10 super creatine, brought to you by Bang. If you're watching, hey. Our tens of fans.
I got mine here. I got mine right here, too.
Beardface
Hold
has his as well.
I got you. Hold on.
Radical Skedaddle.
Bring it up.
Best
There it
flavor.
is.
Yep.
There. Whoa. There we go.
Look
See?
at that. Little product placement.
Turn
here.
it. Turn
Turn
it
it a little bit more.
Turn
Yep,
to the camera.
more.
Yeah, you're right in here.
Yep. See, there we go.
There
Radical
you
Skedaddle.
go.
My goal is to make
So-
my heart stop. That's kind of where I'm at
Well,
with Bang.
explode first.
Yes.
If you're going to die, I want to make the news.
Your heart
Yeah.
goes bang.
I just want. What happened to Sean? Heart blew up.
Heart blew up.
Saw that coming.
If I can't make national news, my death's not worth it.
So one other thing is really cool. Today I spoke to 2 vendors that found us on the Googles.
Wedding professionals.
Wedding professionals. That's right. We're rebranding the term. 2 wedding professionals who were super, super, super excited to be part of the platform.
Yeah.
They found us in the Googles, which is great. That means that part's working. And the downside was that one was from Michigan and one was from North Carolina. So really cool on one level that we're being found on a national level. But we are, at the moment, an Iowa-focused platform. This is what we do is the great state of Iowa and a little bit of Omaha because they really want to be part of Iowa.
They do.
Deep down inside, you really want to be part of Iowa.
They're trying to get out.
Yep. I don't blame them at all.
Just trying to be part of the family. But, we are looking to go, our goal is national, of course. I would say in the next probably 2 years is the goal. If things go well, if you keep liking and subscribing, it's on you, America. Or Iowa. I guess I'll just America, because people are watching the show.
And all those countries that
we have had.
watch us.
Yeah, we're being viewed in like 9 different countries.
Nice.
Which is kind of cool. And I checked before this show, and the numbers have gone up. Canada, we're up to like 8 viewers.
I love hockey. We all love hockey.
It's all about the hockey. We love our Canadian neighbors. We all know you're actually the 51st state because you're not a real country. We know that. But that's okay. We love you. And just don't invade unless you invade like just northern Minnesota. Nobody really cares.
North
about
Dakota, you can have it.
Montana.
No, Montana's a pretty state.
Montana's pretty, but
Maybe Michigan. No, not
maybe-
Michigan. Well, we can't
no,
get
do
away with Michigan because one of the
No.
people that applied with us is from Michigan. So we had wedding professionals apply with us from Michigan, North Carolina, Hawaii, and Colorado.
Wasn't someone from Florida in our early days?
Yep, there was Florida. There was a limo company out of Florida
Someone
that wanted to be part of
from
it.
Illinois asked if she had like a mobile bar, I believe. And then we accidentally tagged someone in Minnesota one time because she's like, "Who are you? Why do you keep tagging me?" Oh,
Sorry.
wrong one.
Hey,
Hey,
you want to be part of the platform?
we'll get to you eventually.
But the neat thing is that we are, as a platform, here we are competing against these two monsters of wedding planning platforms. You got Wedding Wire and The Knot, and they are billion-dollar companies. And hey, God bless them for being billion-dollar companies. That's the goal, because Sean really wants a helicopter. But where the difference is that we vet and we build relationships with every wedding professional that's on the platform. We want to make sure that by the time you, as you're planning your big day, you find anyone that's at ourstressfreewedding.com, know that everyone that you see on there has had in-depth conversations with myself, with my staff. We've researched, we have done review checks on them, we have done quality checks with them. We're trying to get rid of the gosh, I hope they don't suck factor. And that is one of the things that the big platforms do not care or do a thing about.
Oh, you have a credit card? Come on
in, and we'll raise your rates every year by 20%. There's a venue I know of that's paying like $2,500 a month to be on one of these national platforms.
That's insane.
It's obscene. It's absolutely wrong. That is something we do not do. I mean, my gosh, we just we can announce it because I'm so excited. Milroy's has just joined us, and my gosh, their biggest competitor, Men's Warehouse, the National Men's Warehouse, is Milroy's closest competitor. These guys are awesome, and Dennis, the owner, is, oh my gosh, he is the nicest human being, and he gave me a tour of their facilities, and mind blowing. I mean, just with the formal wear and how they build things and how they do things. I'm begging him to be on the show. I have been, and he's really shy. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, just come brag about yourself. I'll ask you the question. Just nod your head and smile. So he will be a guest on this show. I mark my words. He will be a guest on the show.
All right.
Because
we'll make it happen.
It's so exciting. But so today is this is a weird show for me.
So the big 20, 2-0.
It's the big 2-0.
And not only that, we're talking about a man that wears so many hats that not only is he the interviewer, he's the interviewee.
Well, he has to wear the hat because...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Go ahead.
It's okay. UE's baldest DJ, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Since Pete left?
Yeah.
Especially with the lights, there is a nice sheen. That's why I turn the temperature down to like sub-zero when we record, because I don't want to look sweaty. Because I'm just afraid it's just going to
make you look well oiled.
Yeah, that's the term I was going for. Thanks, Mike.
No problem.
Did you put your head in the bowling ball waxer again? No. Maybe.
So episode 20 is featuring a little DJ company you may have heard of called Ultimate Entertainment, which by coincidence I may have founded in 1991. So it was time. And here's the thing, and this is where it's kind of weird for me, is that I have purposely kind of avoided doing a show about UE consciously, because I don't want anyone out there thinking, oh, he did our stress-free wedding because he's promoting his DJ company, which is not the case, because we have a ton of other really, really great DJs on the platform, and we're always looking for more really great DJs, because I don't look at other wedding professionals, other DJs in the industry as competition, because everybody's got a different flavor, a different style, right? Mm-hmm. And Ultimate Entertainment may not be the best fit for couple A, but Premier Sound Entertainment may be, or Mojo, or there's some great people on, DJ Das out of Des Moines. There's some great DJs that are on the platform that it's electric. Like Logan was awesome on the show. All in One Bridal out of Dubuque. Some really, really good people out there. So I purposely kind of avoided doing a show about Ultimate Entertainment. Mm-hmm. But
here we are.
We are a vendor on the platform. We are a wedding professional. I'm gonna need a buzzer or a stick every time I say vendor. Poke me.
How about a cattle prod?
Or just a
I'll
stick.
dial it back a bit.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And then he won't need bang anymore. I mean, he'll be electrified in a totally different way.
This has got so many bad. Here's the other reason I didn't want to do the show, is because I knew it was going to get weird, and I'm going to get beat up by the guys that are part of the family here. So I want to formally introduce, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Beardface Grimm here with Ultimate Entertainment. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's fun being a guest, for sure.
I'm trying to think of the last time I called you Michael.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Beardface. So This is great. I should know this. How long have you been with Ultimate Entertainment?
This is my 11th year with Ultimate Entertainment. I'll be coming up on 12 here in December.
Yeah.
I know. It's been a long time.
I see, but I know it's insane. Well, Timmy's been with us for like 14 or 15 years. He just won't leave. I'm trying.
I know. I know. But he's a shadow that darkens our door, but God damn it, we love him anyway.
We love him anyway. So we have got a staff of, I think we're at 21 DJs at Ultimate Entertainment right now. And one of the things that I have always just absolutely loved is that I've got so many guys on the staff that have been here 4 years. I mean, Andrew, you're coming up on, this is year 8 for you, right?
8th season. I think
8th season.
my anniversary is what? November?
Yeah.
November 2014 is when I did my first show.
Sure. And then, Roger's been on for well over 10 years. Jeremy's been part of the family for, hell, he might be the longest one.
I think he's the longest.
He doesn't
now.
do weddings as much anymore, unless you're from Scotty's in Grundy Center. If you're from Scotty's in Grundy Center, Jeremy O'Brien will DJ your wedding. All you got to do is ask for him, and you make him wear his name tag.
He loves that so much.
Oh, he was so mad
So
when I
mad
came
this
back last week. Hey, did you wear your name tag? Yeah.
We do a karaoke show at Scotty's in Grundy once a month. It's a great show. It's a huge party. Check out their Facebook page. You can check out our page when the show's coming up. You can find out when it is. But Jeremy has been doing that show himself for 8, 9 years. He's been there for, like, he knows everybody's second cousin's roommate. It's like he knows everybody there. And they found out, somebody at a wedding found out that we have name tags when we do weddings. So somebody messaged in. Did you bust them out?
Yeah.
No,
Was that you?
I wore my name tag to a wedding in Grundy Center, and it was the bartender who was there. Was like, "Oh, Ultimate Entertainment, we love Jeremy. Oh, you have name tags. Does Jeremy have a name tag?" I'm like, "He sure does." Make sure he wears it at the show next week. I certainly will. I put it on his Facebook wall and everything.
He did. I wrote it on his clipboard. Don't forget your name tag.
Which is great, too, because they had their 9-hole golf tournament. He wore it all day.
Good boy.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, but then he took like 2-3 mic stands with him. We didn't have him for weddings.
He cost.
He got us back.
Jeremy's revenge. So intermixed in the pictures that you see running, we've got some great pictures from wedding, just happy people dancing, which is what you want to see from a DJ company. There's Jeremy right there. So we also I've intermixed the staff pictures in there too. So when you see like individual people, those are people that are part of Ultimate Entertainment, and they're what make us who we are.
Yeah, one big happy, really messed up family.
No, we're a good family.
We're a good family.
You know what? But that's one of the things that has always again. There's so I'm going to say this over and over again. That's one of the things I love about Ultimate Entertainment, because it is a family to me, and my wife and I have always had that attitude and that approach about the staff. I mean, I'll bet you I can count on one hand how many times I've used the term employees. These are my employees. It's staff or it's family. It's part of the UE family. And the reason that I say that is it honestly, I think everyone on the staff, even our newbies, which I love, everyone on the staff has the same approach and the same mentality that I have. And I had read years ago, and I've heard this multiple times from the business owners and corporate experts and the billion-dollar people, where you hear the story that no one will ever work as hard or love as much as you do that you hire. If you're the business owner, no one that you hire is ever going to have the same love that you have for your business. And I can say in all sincerity that is not accurate.
Yeah, it's not true at all. I mean, like you were saying before, every DJ in this company has their own personality. They bring their own stuff to the table, and it gives you that mentality of, I need to do something to make the company better because it just makes me better in the long run.
Which ultimately comes back on making the couple's day even that much more amazing. And that's one of the things that I love, like with like the new DJs that come on. I'll get questions of, well, are the senior staff, are they actually going to teach me? Do they want to tell me their secrets on how they're great DJs? I'm like, yeah, they actually do. They want to see you do better because it makes all of us collectively better. And that's why, and it's one of many reasons why I refer to us as a family. It's amazing. And it's when I started Ultimate in 91, it was just me. And I'm originally from the Twin Cities. I started DJing actually in college in Eau Claire, and then worked for a big DJ company up in the Twin Cities. And when I moved down here and had the opportunity to start UE, one of the things that I was very conscious of as we began to grow, and we grew very quickly. My first year, by the end of my first year in business, we had, I think, three
DJs on staff.
Yeah, 3 karaoke systems, and we ran 2-person shows back then. So we were at 6 by then, or 7 with me. So it grew very, very quickly. And one of the reasons that I think it grew quickly, aside from the fact that we were pretty darn good at what we did, was that we created the identity of Ultimate Entertainment. It wasn't Sean's DJ company, or doing Sean does things, because Sean couldn't be at every show. So it was the creation of Ultimate Entertainment, knowing that if you come to a UE show, wherever you are and whoever's doing it, it should be the same experience. It should be an amazing night, whether it's a wedding, a karaoke show, whatever it is, you're going to get that same experience.
Yeah, it may be a little bit different flavor.
Different
from
flavor,
show to show.
absolutely, because everybody needs their own personality. But you still know an Ultimate Entertainment show if you're
It's
at
going to
that
be
show.
putting out a certain level of quality. Yeah.
Absolutely. So one of the main reasons, aside from the fact that he's adorable, Mr. Beardface here.
Thanks.
He is. He's just adorable. But one of the main reasons that I wanted him on the show, and the UE family is so mad at me right now. Actually, they're more mad. They should be mad at you.
Me. No, they are mad at me.
They should
about
be
this
mad
one.
at. This is not my fault. Well, it's kind of my fault.
It's a little your fault.
But the main reason that the Beardface is here on the show representing Ultimate Entertainment is because, ladies and gentlemen, he is the general manager of Ultimate Entertainment. We are the longest running, largest DJ service in the state of Iowa, and I would like to formally welcome you into management.
Oh, man.
Whatever that means, I don't know, change your business card or something. Everybody needs a title.
And change how many messages I get from staff now. I tell you what, I get really weird questions now. I'm like, Sean, how have you done this for 30 years?
I am so I think out of all the things, I mean, aside from your talent and your skills at what you do, my favorite thing is that there's now a layer between me and all of the stupid questions. Nothing against the guys, but every once in a while I get my mic doesn't work. Did you try turning it on? My mic works. Like,
Yep.
all right, cool.
Good. Glad
That's
we
why I
figured
have
that
the
one
ball.
out.
That's why the hair fell out. So get ready.
I'm getting ready. Don't worry. I've got my Bic razor sitting at home, ready to go. We'll just see how fast it happens.
Faster than you think.
Don't tell me that. I just got married. I'd like to look good for my first kid's pictures.
My wife tells me I look good. My son completely doesn't remember me having hair, which just pisses me off to no end. Like, not only did I have hair, but it was really thick. It looked really great. And Kobe's like, yeah, whatever, Dad. I'm like, I'm going to show you pictures. And I show him pictures like, whatever, it looks like you're balding. I'm like, you're the worst kid on the planet.
There's literally a photo right there.
I
though.
know.
Gosh, it's not her wedding photo.
No, it's Alex's 15th.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Ages ago, I know. So I have proof. There is proof.
It's a wig. Toupee.
It's a really good toupee.
really
well,
good,
now it's technology. It's Photoshop. It's all-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a filter. It's the Sean hair filter. So let's trace you back, Mr. Beardface.
Oh, no. Okay, let's go.
Let's dive into that, because I think it's important that people kind of know you as management here at Ultimate Entertainment. How'd you get started?
Well, first I'm going to say UE, for one, does not promote underage drinking. But I definitely was underage drinking at the bars for a very long time.
We didn't know that.
You did not know that, no. Nope. And it was really fun. I was going to karaoke shows for probably 3 years before I ended up getting hired.
Please tell me you weren't underage the whole time for 3 years.
I refuse to divulge that information. I plead the fifth at this point.
Cool. So Beardface started with us when he was 12.
He had a beard back then too.
You know what?
then,
In his defense, he had a beard back then.
That was actually the fun part of it, was that I was able to get through all of that because I had the beard. Never got carded.
Yeah, so that's on the bars. That's
That's
not
the
on us.
bars,
We're just
yeah.
there
It's
to
not
get
the
people to
bar's
sing
fault.
and have a good time.
Exactly. So what ended up happening was my 21st birthday, I go out to karaoke, and by this point in time, I've got a pretty good relationship with the DJs. I've been heckling them nonstop for about a year now. And Timmy, of course, everyone knows and loves. was the one that actually presented. He's like, you know what? You've been making fun of us for a while. You should have a job with us. And
honestly, that's how we hired a lot of people back in the day. Was they had a great personality at shows. I'm like, hey, you should come do this with me. And I always get the,
really?
I can get paid to do this? Yes.
Yes. It was a really weird thing to think about, too. It's just like, all I've been doing is mercilessly making fun of you and then just accepting that you're doing it back to me.
Right.
Yeah, that's half the job. I'm like, oh, cool. All right.
So if you've never been to an Ultimate Entertainment bar show, so there are two sets of rules. We want to make sure that we make the record straight on this.
Yes,
one.
very.
So at the bar shows, we like to promote it as kind of PG-13 R-rated Ultimate Entertainment. We get to throw a little crap back and forth with the crowd. It's look at it like a kind of a quick-witted morning show with more adult language
and a
involved
lot
with it.
more alcohol involved.
Well, and there's alcohol involved as well. So it's fun because you want to make the party what's happening in the bar. If the guys doing the karaoke show are up there and they're boring, and that's one of the reasons that I got started. And it's great because the OP is coming up with their premiere show
next Wednesday.
Yeah, well, this show will air actually after that. So right now as far as you know, we're at the OP every Wednesday. The show's been going great. But that was my very first show.
Was the OP?
The OP on the Hill was my very
goodness.
first show in '91, and there was a guy there that I replaced. So if you put this in context, right? This is kind of funny. I was 23, just getting started. I was started out when I moved down to Iowa originally. I was a DJ, kind of trainer MC at a bar called Spinner McGee's, which no longer exists. It's been long gone. The owner of that is Bruce Peterson, who owns Pump House, if you know Cedar Falls at all. He's the guy that actually got me down to Iowa originally a million years ago. So when I started Ultimate Entertainment, a bunch of us would go down to OP for karaoke, and there was a guy doing the show. And this sounds so terrible coming from me at my age now, but there was this old guy doing the show, and he was probably in his 40s, which I'm probably older than him now.
Right.
But he sat on his stool the whole show and would just lean in, Sean, you're singing next. And then he would just hit play when I came up there. Okay, that was Sean. Steve, you're next.
Oh, we're not supposed to do it like that?
No, we are not supposed to do it like that.
So I went to management. Ken Stedman or Troy Stedman was the manager. Kenny was his father, passed away a number of years ago. Ken Stedman was the manager. Linda Miller was a manager, and Linda was a dear friend, just passed about a year or so ago. Great human being. But I went to them with a proposition. I'm like, hey, I can make this show fun. Give me one night, give me an off night, I will do it for free. And so Wednesday night was their big karaoke night. Mm-hmm. So they're like, all right, let's see, what can you do on a Tuesday? In 1992 or 91. So I did a Tuesday night show, and the bar was packed. And it was because I actually was entertaining, interacting with the crowd and talking with the crowd and bringing people into the crowd. And hell, that's how I found my first DJ that worked for me, a guy named Jeff Schmidt. Schmitty was his name. If he's still watching, God bless you, brother. Haven't talked to you in a million years. But he was the same way. He came down to the shows. He was a lot of fun. He had a great personality. I'm like, dude, you should jump up here and do this with me. And that's how the multi-operational thing kind of launched. And then Schmitty was able to do his own shows. And then we both found people who were, hey, kind of fun. And all of a sudden, bam, we've got this kind of same formatted of that same kind of personality, of that interactive vibe at the bar shows. And then as we evolved into weddings, just take out the adult beverages and the adult words, but still have that same energy and that same connection with guests and with the wedding party. And now you've got a great wedding.
Yeah, because nobody just wants to sit there and listen to music all night. Any trained monkey can do that.
Right.
Yeah. What you need to do is have some kind of personality to bring to the table. And that is what sets our company apart from a lot of the smaller DJs, which is a good thing because, God, you got to make that day memorable. I mean, there's three important things when it comes to your wedding day. It's the food, the photos, and the DJ. Mm-hmm. Because if those are the three things that people are going to be talking about for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into the impact of that here in a second. But we are at about the halfway part of the show. And I'm sure you've liked and subscribed, Beardface.
Yeah,
and
of course.
follow the show religiously. He hasn't. I know he hasn't. I know.
I mean, I've liked and subscribed.
Have you?
And I follow every once
Has
in a
your
while.
wife liked and subscribed as well?
don't
Has
know
your
about that.
family liked and subscribed too? Because we did a show with Andrew's fiance, and she let it slip that he's got like 1,000 relatives, and all of them should be liking and subscribing.
All right, I will start emotionally blackmailing my family then. Absolutely.
Please, yep.
Yes.
Guilt is a beautiful motivator.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
Beautiful mode. I don't even know if my mommy's liked and although in my mommy's defense, I don't know if she knows what the YouTubes are. So, what part of the plumbing is that? But we are at the halfway point of the show, and that part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andrew Kruse.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing your way through and happen upon this video. Make sure you click that bell for the notifications. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Good?
I don't know. It's your part.
All right. And
You're still on camera, so it must be keep going because whoever's in charge of that, it's you. It's the Andrew moment.
no, go ahead and leave some comments what you like, what you don't like. There's going to be nothing they don't like, right?
How can you possibly not?
Suggestions for future shows, whatever you want, type it down because it's the internet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Everybody's allowed to have their opinion on the
yeah,
internet.
yeah.
That might be the best Andrew moment. This is why it's the 20th anniversary.
Right?
Exactly.
That was your best one.
Why, thank you.
I got chills. They're multiplying. I was losing control.
I think that's a heart murmur.
It's the power he was supplying. It's electrifying.
Okay, you need to stop.
Name the
now.
movie in the comments. Come on.
You can do it.
Play along. You know what, though? You brought up a good point because we were talking about this in one of our production meetings earlier this week. And that is, as you're watching this show, one of the things that we would love from you is show content suggestions. Who would you like to see on the show? More venue owners, more photographers, other DJs, someone with more hair. I don't know. I mean, whatever you would like to see, we would love your input on that. We really would.
I think doing a Q&A.
A Q&A would be so much fun. Yeah.
Knowing that we're a DJ company as well as our stress-free wedding, yeah. Throw in a bunch of questions and we'll just, maybe us three and somebody else just.
Or even just get a few vendors from every sector.
We've talked about that kind of coming up, kind of the next evolution of the show is I want to get into kind of panels, I guess is the best way to put it, where we have, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be Ultimate Entertainment, but have a DJ, have a photographer, have a wedding coordinator all on, like we can have them on Zoom or maybe if they all come to the studio, I can say studio, have them all come in. I think that would be really cool and maybe do like a live stream.
Yeah.
Where people can live stream messages in and have a show that way too. I think that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
And eventually, if we ever get past our Amazon budget cameras, we can maybe go on location and do some shows too. But I'm afraid to move these because I don't know if they would fall apart. So they just stay set up where they are all the time. So yes, like and subscribe. Andrew, Mr. Kruse doing his big moment there, and it was a beautiful moment. It was really good.
Thank you.
I teared up a little bit.
Thank you.
So back to talking to Beardface, Mr. Mike Grimm, General Manager of Ultimate Entertainment, one of the largest DJ services right here in the state of Iowa. Been around since 1991. You can check them out at ultimateentertainment.cc or, of course, our stressfreewedding.com. Just go to the vendor page, type in Ultimate, and hey, it pops right up. In fact, you can show the listing if you want because we've got it up on the screen as well. Andrew Kruse, of course, built that out for us. Can I move the mouse? Am I allowed to scroll on the show a little bit? So this is really neat. So one of the things that we did, if you're ever looking at like Wedding Wire or the Knot, one of the things you'll notice is you get about this much information of a vendor, and that's it. And then you get a couple pictures. That is not the case with any of our vendor listings. If you scroll down on here, you can see, we've got it built in where you can actually check availability against our booked schedule that we have. So this actually goes through our booking system to let know if that date is available. And then from here, we've linked everything into our website as well. And this is another big thing that we really like to do on the platform is that we tie them together. Google loves to see connections. I'm a big circle guy. Everything kind of comes back in circles. So like, for example, if you go to our listing at ourstressfreewedding.com, you go to Ultimate Entertainment and you go to the media gallery, where that's going to take you is to the Ultimate Entertainment website. And you can see pictures from shows. And there are so many pictures from shows. It's great. I love it, and the feedback we get from people on that part of it is just fun. People love the pictures. You can see reviews, you can see feedback, you can see all those testimonies. I actually need to update this today. This is actually behind, but we have got a ton of reviews, and there are more that I need to do. I've been slacking on that, so I need to update it. But my point is that all of this information is available to you right here at ourstressfreewedding.com. This is it's a website within itself. And that's what we want to do for our clients, is give them an opportunity to let their story be told. And then it's even more important for the couples that are looking at all of these different wedding professionals, because I want you to know who you're talking to before you even reach out and contact them. And the best way to do that is all that information right there on the platform at ourstressfreewedding.com. So that's why we're doing that. That is the method behind the madness. It's so much more than just a paragraph and a couple pictures. I think it's crap.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you come to such a level of industry where you've got so many people who are going into their one day. They don't know what they're doing.
Right.
You see that all the time. And you need somebody that you know is going to be able to handle your one day and treat it as a 1 in a million day, because that's exactly what your wedding is.
100%. And that is the underlying theme. I mean, rule number one at Altar Entertainment was always, what the couple wants, the couple gets. And because it is their biggest day, and we really kind of carried that over into our Stress Free, even with other professionals that we bring onto the platform. I mean, that's one of the questions that I ask when I'm talking to other wedding professionals is like, hey, let me run this by you. What do you think about, this little rule, what the couple wants, the couple gets. And when they respond with, oh my God, that's great. Yes. You're in, welcome to the family. That's one of the kind of the qualifiers we have for bringing you onto the platform, is if you have that same mentality of putting the couple's needs, wants, desires, their dreams. I mean, you think about it with most brides in particular, they've been thinking of their wedding day since they were little kids.
Yeah, since they were 2 feet tall, they've known what they want at their wedding.
And you may not be thinking about it in great detail, but it's on your mind. Now, us guys, we think about it twice. The day we ask, and then the day before we're like, oh, we're getting married tomorrow.
Yep. Grooms are so much fun to deal with on that point.
So much deep. We're such deep people. The sooner that guys, you all realize that she's in charge, the happier your life will be. Newly married guy, back me up.
Yes, it's absolutely true. It was a joke for the longest time, and then I got married, and I go, oh my God, this is a reality.
And soon to be married guy, just know. Actually, I've
just
seen.
know.
So when Andrew and I are communicating during the week, because he's down in Marion, so we do everything over like FaceTime and stuff. Well, no, we can't do FaceTime. You don't have an Apple product, so we do
There
it
are
over.
other things that work just as well.
We use the Facebooks to chat, but Sarah's in the background, and you can just hear her orders or requests.
Yep.
No, I know Sarah went up to know their orders. I think I can safely say that.
Write them down. I'll get to them later.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. What were you talking? Yes, dear. He's learning.
Yep. You'll be trained soon enough.
I told you 5 times. I'm not telling you again. Can you tell me one more time, please?
No. Every time the wife says that, every guy thinks, cool. They're not going to tell me again. I'm out.
Yep. And then it comes back up.
And then they tell us again.
Yep. And then eventually it gets to worse things.
Oh,
The
see?
peanut gallery.
Never get a honey-do list.
No, I do not get honey-do lists. That is true. But I do get requests. Hey, can you do ... And
Have the dog food.
sometimes it takes 2 or 3 requests because I'm an incredibly busy person, or I'm lazy. A little combination of the two. We're off subject. All right, as soon as I
Run
know
it right back.
we're gonna bring it back in. No, but here's what I want to talk about, because you talked about it before the Andrew moment. Is the impact that a DJ in particular has on a couple's day.
I mean, oh my God. I do like rounding this back to you, and especially since we were just talking about me being a very new husband. We just had my wedding in May, and going through that process, I've been doing this for years, but being on the other side of it, finally get to see exactly how important that is. And Andrew, I gotta say, blew me away when we got to my wedding, because it really does set the tone for the entire night. You need somebody up there who's going to be, one, coordinating and making sure that everything's running smoothly. And then somebody who's got a personality. You've got guests sitting there for an hour while you're waiting to come inside or taking more photographs. You need somebody you can trust to make sure that things are still moving.
Yeah.
And outside of that, making sure that your guests are entertained so that they don't leave.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I can't imagine how many times I've seen that happen where it's just like, okay, we're starting to run behind. Oh no, grandma is starting to get bored, and you can see it in her face.
Right.
Yeah. And you just need to be able to have somebody that you can trust to keep that moving. And DJs are the person that makes sure that all happen. They're in charge of making sure that mic is working, scripted, keeping things going, and making sure that the tone of the entire wedding is where it needs to be.
Right. And, and that's something that I talk about a lot, is that there is there is an energy, or I guess the newest term is vibe.
Vibe,
everybody loves vibe. So there is a vibe at every wedding, and sometimes it's way up here, and those are the whoa, just explosive, super, just one big party. The vibe can also be down here.
Yeah.
And it's still an equally great night for that family, because that's just where they idle at. Maybe they're not huge dancers, maybe they're not big partiers, but they're there to celebrate and have a great night at their level. And a great DJ can find where that is,
engage it, and make sure that it
lock
happens.
into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was one of the things when we were talking about new people earlier. They are really skittish about that low energy level. And just, well, I can't get anybody to dance. And I was just like, some of my best weddings I've ever had, no one danced at. There's one that stands out specifically where I had no one dance all night, and somebody finally came up to me and was just like, you're doing a great job. We're just sitting here drinking and hanging out. I haven't seen anybody here for like 10 years. And this is all we really wanted. They kept me there for 3 more hours, and all we did was just shotgun beers all night. And that's all they wanted to do.
All they did, not all he
They did,
Yeah,
not me.
all they did.
Yes.
Entertainment does not drink at weddings.
No.
So, no.
But yeah, that is.
But it's true.
It's true.
And one of the things, and even with the years of experience that I have, every DJ, I don't care who you are, and whether you're really good or you're really bad, it doesn't matter, or new or experienced. Every DJ wants to see a packed dance floor.
Yeah.
So even when you do get those weddings, 'cause I've had weddings like that too, where they don't dance, but in your soul you're like, oh, this sucks. This is
Yeah.
terrible. Everybody hates me. Nobody likes the music. Everything hates. And you don't factor in, or you forget that if you take the wedding out of the equation for just a second,
You're just at a giant family reunion.
2 family reunions.
Exactly.
And so sometimes families just like to catch up. I used that analogy one time with a couple. And I'm like, if you take the wedding out of the equation, what do you get? Family reunions. What happens at family reunions? And usually people say, oh, they talk and catch up. The groom's like, fights. That's not the answer I was going for, but okay.
I mean,
it's going to be a fun wedding.
We've all seen that before.
We have seen the fights.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Yeah.
Someday we will do a show. We'll do a horror story show, because as tragic as they are, they're some of them are
So
just
funny.
as hell.
When it's
Oh
not
my
your
goodness.
problem.
When it's not your
Right,
problem. Yeah.
Right. No. It's like one of the reasons. So I'll give you a simple example. And this was not a disaster show or a disaster moment. This was actually a pivotal moment in the way Ultimate Entertainment approaches weddings. So when I was coming up and kind of learning, the tradition was, for the longest time, couples first dance, parents dances, and then you would do a wedding party dance. And the couple would pick out a nice, pretty, slow song for the wedding party to dance to. And, it's very rare that the couples in the wedding party are couples in real life.
Right.
So I'm doing this wedding. The bride had picked out a very pretty, slow song for the wedding party dance. And best man and maid of honor are dancing, and they are at full junior high status. If you do like a side, it's the sway side.
Keeping the Bible between them.
Oh, the Lord had enough room to drive a semi behind between the two of them. And to take it even a step further, the best man married. His wife was there taking pictures while his kids were running around him and the maid of honor. So they're dancing, junior high dancing, and they're talking and they're laughing and they're enjoying themselves because they're just talking about the day. They're talking about the couple. They're talking about what happened this day. The maid of honor's boyfriend lost his damn mind. Complete meltdown. This guy went full on, just out of control, making the maid of honor's crying. bride's crying. The best man is confused as hell, has no idea what's going on. And so I went up to talk to this guy because he's the reason that all of this chaos is happening at one of my weddings. I'm like, nope.
That's not happening.
This is not acceptable. And I quote, because I asked him, dude, what's up? What's going on? And his exact words were, she looks like she's enjoying herself too much. My response was, dude, if you can't handle watching your girlfriend dance with a married man at arm's length while his wife is standing right there watching, the problem is not her.
Right.
Look in the mirror, Skippy. The problem is you. Calm down. And he finally stormed. He was not having it. It was insane. So we changed our policy at Alto Entertainment where, okay, let's not do the wedding party dance. And that's where we brought up like the snowball dance and the all couples dances and alternative ways to get people out of the dance floor to get things going.
Although I got to say, the slow dance is starting to make a comeback now. And that's actually kind of one of the fun things about doing this for so long is you start to see the cycles.
Yeah, the circles comes back around.
The circles start coming back around. And everybody's really liking that slow dance idea again. But I'm going to say, you know, when you want to put that energy out there, man, the snowball dance is where it's at. You just slowly bring the dance floor together.
Yeah, just watching it build.
Just build. Oh my goodness. It's so much fun.
So if you don't know what the snowball dance is, it's something that we like to do. And this works really great with bigger wedding parties, especially. So what you do is you go with what I like to refer to as a multi-generational song. And everybody at Alto Entertainment knows this song and they all hate me for it. But my go-to song is Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison. And the reason I love that song so much is, one, it's a great song. But the other reason is that in 34 years of doing this for a living, I have never met anybody who doesn't know that song.
True.
Everybody knows that song.
And I mean, it's also a really good dedication to the
you can dedicate it to the bride. You know,
Yeah.
Pretty Woman, absolutely. But as a multi-generational song like that, the other really good thing about it, and the main reason I use it, is people are more comfortable dancing to songs that they know, especially early in the night, like before the alcohol's kicked in, and then you're willing to dance to anything.
Yep.
You know, but early in the night, where you always kind of get that hesitation of people being out on the dance floors, you know, they're all self-conscious. When they know a song that well, it's one of those just iconic songs. Twist and Shout by the Beatles would be another great big song. Shout, you know, YMCA. There's so many of these big you know, now you can even get into like Love Shack and We Are Family.
Well,
and, you know,
and then like Shut Up and Dance
Shut
has
Up and
been
Dance.
a huge
So
one recently.
Here's my theory with that. This is interesting, is that one and Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars are my other two really favorite go-to songs for that. They're not older songs like that, like, you know, in the classic sense, but they both have that throwback vibe of feeling like they're older songs. Uptown Funk is a 70s song.
Exactly.
Just done by a modern artist, but it's got that 70s feel to it. So the older demographic, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles, are comfortable dancing to. They may not know the song. Who's this Bruno Mars? You know, they may not know who he is, but the song's catchy.
Exactly.
You know, so that's what we started doing with that snowball dance, is that you start with the wedding party, you start with that kind of song, and the DJ explains all of this to everybody. And what we do is we pause the song, say 20 seconds into the song, and you have everybody in the wedding party go out and invite somebody new to join them on the dance floor. Now, here's the neat thing, and this is why I love doing the snowball dance, is that the first time you pause the song, what's going to happen is the best man is going to go get his significant other, his date, maid of honor, her date, wedding party, their dates. So now you're being more inclusive with people who have been kind of circling this whole wedding experience, and they get to be out there too. You know, so it brings them into it, and then you pause it again, and everybody go gets their friend, and by the end of it, bam, packed dance floor.
Yep.
I like to say that everybody's eligible for it. Like the talking parts in between are what's most fun for me. Because I'll say, hey, everyone, just about everyone's eligible for this. Men, women, children, grandmas, maybe the staff workers. I'll get some looks from the bartenders and photographers like, no. Second time, I'm like, check for people in the back, people under tables trying to hide. And then they finally get out there. And I go, this is the time I get to announce this is another consecutive wedding where no one picks the DJ. And then everyone goes, oh. And I go, I know when I'm not wanted. A 5, 6, 7, 8 click.
Andrew is the king of the takeaway compliment. Oh. You just go for the aw moment.
Woe is me.
Woe is me. No, I actually have had the complete opposite, where now guests are trying to come up and grab me, and I'm just like, that's probably a really bad idea. Somebody needs to pause this song, and I can't do it from the dance floor.
It's the power of the beard.
It's the power of the beard.
It's the power of the beard.
I tell them, I'm like, I'm from that town in Footloose. I can't dance.
So speaking of the power of the beard, and this is just a little bit off topic, we're going to come back to it in a minute. But so He has been known as Beardface for quite some time.
Since I got hired, actually,
pretty
was
much
when
since
it
you came on.
solidified.
Yep. Which is funny because that's a nickname, and now it's been reduced to Beardy. So it's like he has a nickname for his nickname.
Yeah,
which kills me.
I have more people in the public that know me by my nickname than my real name. They're just like, "Hey, Michael, how are you doing?" And I'm just, who's Michael?
When brides call and request you in particular, they all ask for Beardface. No one's. I would like Michael as my DJ. It's Beardface.
It's Beardface.
Or that bearded guy.
Yeah,
It's
the one with the
Beardface.
beard. I hear that a lot too.
So this
I've
actually
got a beard.
leads.
I count.
You're not the one with the beard.
You are not the. And here's an example of how fast this freak of nature can grow his beard. So I always tell couples, you'll know him when he gets there. So one like Monday, he shows up, and I had just gotten off the phone with the bride, breaking him up as the bearded guy. Walks into the office, totally clean shaven, like baby butt smooth. I'm like, dude,
No,
what are you
can't do that.
doing? And he's like, oh, gotta refresh. Don't worry, it'll be back by Saturday. And I'm not even kidding. It's like it wasn't quite that full, but
No,
it was close.
definitely not 5 o'clock either. It was more like a 10 o'clock shadow.
It's like he holds his nose and just pushes really hard. And beard.
That's actually my favorite hiring story too, is when Sean hired me, I had this big beard for the interview. We go to his show later that night for the secondary interview, and I'm still looking good. But our Christmas party is 2 weeks after that.
Yeah.
And I showed up thinking, it's got to be formal. I got to completely shave. The man
right.
fired me on the spot and told me I could not come back to work until I had a beard again.
You have a beard again. I forgot about that. So let me, because I actually had I had a point for this. There was a reason that I wanted to bring up people mentioning you by name, is that the impact that the DJ can make on somebody's day. And I'll tell you a story, and then I'll tie it in. So the story is, we are doing a wedding this year for a young lady who's getting married. I did her parents' wedding in '95.
And now we're doing the next generation.
The daughter.
Yeah.
Yep. And this was not a coincidence. The mom, the bride that I worked with in 1995, called the office. She found us on the Googles, looked us up, and she had called, and she's like, "Is this Sean? Is there a Sean that still owns Ultimate Entertainment?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're talking to him. Yeah, what can I do for you?" And this is such and such. You did my wedding in 1995, and I'm like, "Oh, cool. Thanks for calling. That's really neat." "Yeah, my daughter's getting married," and I'm like, "And I'm really old." "Oh, it's almost 4:00. I gotta go watch Matlock." But how cool. That, and then this is not saying this to any kind of self-brag. It's to give the example of what an impact the DJ can have on somebody's day.
Yeah, it's so cool to think about that. I mean, I've done entire families. I've done entire SWAT teams. Shout out to the Tri-County Force up north. It's so cool to think that these people recognize and remember what I was able to bring to the table. And I think about it so weird because you try so hard not to be the spotlight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're pointing it on the couple. That's our job, is to point that we get their attention, and then we point their attention to the couple.
To the couple,
Right.
exactly. But for them to be so memorable that even being the background guy, they remember you. It's just mind-boggling to think that can happen.
So there's a scale that I've used for years, and usually I use it in usually it's in reviews with overly let's use the term cocky or overconfident people who probably are no longer with us. But there's a scale, 1 through 10, and you can rate DJs on this 1 through 10 scale. And so I'll ask, as much as we try in the interview process and the training process to make sure we find the absolute best in the business. And in 34 years, we're pretty damn good at it. We've got a really good track record of finding the best DJs in the industry. I will say that all day long. But every once in a while, there's one that gets through the filters. So I remember one of them I had a meeting with, and you guys, like the senior staff, had told me, this guy's got a bit of an ego problem. It's growing past his talent. We need to knock him down a peg because he's not being teachable because his ego's in the way. And it's an easy thing to do in the DJ business because when you got the microphone and you got the crowd, it's easy to let it go to your head a little bit, and it's understandable. Especially like us as big TV stars,
Right.
on OSF TV. I mean, It's a curse that we live with every day. Paparazzi, just tiring. So I had a meeting with this kid, and I sat him down. I'm like, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm a 10. I'm like, you're a 5. And he stops like, what do you mean 5? I'm like, okay, let me show you the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, all come with negative connotations. So if I get a complaint, DJ didn't take requests, DJ was late, DJ wasn't wearing the right clothes, DJ, I don't know, shot the mother-in-law, something like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
You don't do that.
No, that's bad. That would be a 1.
Bad.
Okay, that's bad. A 5 we'll come back to. Okay, so 6 is a week after that DJ does a wedding. Somebody calls the office and says, hey, I was just at a wedding this last weekend. I would like to hire you for my wedding. But they don't remember the DJ's name. Okay, so that's a 6 if that happens within a week. Within a month, then you're a 7. They still don't remember your name, but they call, hey, I was at a wedding 3 weeks ago, had a really great time. I would like to hire you for my wedding. And I'll ask, who was the DJ? I don't remember. Okay, that's cool. It still puts you at about a 7 as a good DJ, right? 8 is when they call and request that week, and I was just at a wedding and Beardface was the DJ. I really want, he did a really great job. I want to hire Ultimate Entertainment. Okay. 9 is Beardface was at a wedding a month ago, and I really want to hire Ultimate Entertainment, right? 10, if you are a level 10 DJ, they remember you weeks, months, days, years later, and they specifically say, I want him as my DJ. Mm-hmm. That's a level 10 DJ. It's not because they can mix super good or they got these really cool lights or they got, whatever that is. A level 10 DJ is someone that impacts not only the couple, but the couple's friends and family to a level that they remember you and they remember you for years. And they will look back on their wedding day 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, and then they will say, oh my gosh, do you remember that we had Beardface from Ultimate Entertainment at our wedding? And they will say it and just revel in the great memories. And when I'm interviewing people to work for us, I use that exact same sentence. And I tell them, you can be remembered one of 2 ways. I can use the same sentence. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had Beardface as my wedding. And 10 years down the road. Or 10 years down the road, oh my gosh, I can't believe we had Beardface from Ultimate Entertainment as our wedding. Mm-hmm. The same sentence can be used twice with 2 completely different connotations. How do you want to be remembered? And keeping that in the back of your mind always, every wedding you do, is absolutely crucial. And that's why you are so good at what you do. It's why Andrew is so good at what he does, is because you guys approach every wedding with that kind of attitude. And I can safely say with the Ultimate Entertainment staff that everybody at UE has that same kind of approach.
Mm-hmm.
That you want to make this couple's day just amazing.
Yeah, you should be approaching every wedding as if you were still just a level 5 DJ with something to prove, because that's there shouldn't be a ceiling to what we do. There should be always room to grow and improve and do something better, especially since we do so much with pop culture. Like we were talking about the cycle of things coming in and out of style. You have to react to that, or you're just going to start treading water at some point.
You're just showing up at that point. Oh, a level 5 DJ, I forgot. Level 5 DJ, no complaints, but no requests.
Yep.
You are right down the middle of the road. Yeah, he did a good job. You remember his name? No. Do you remember the company? No. You're a 5. No complaints, no referrals.
Yep.
It's very vanilla. What else did I have on here? So here's a question. I want to throw this to you guys. There are a lot of DJs in the industry that spend a good portion of their consultations with couples upselling the hell out of them. With lights, extra lights, microphones. There's DJs out there now that are charging to make announcements.
What?
Yes. I talked to a bride yesterday who she had just gotten off the phone with another DJ. Not going to mention their name. They're in the Cedar Rapids market. If you're shopping in that market, go to ourstressfreewedding.com. You will not find this idiot. But this guy charges for announcements and told the bride how her night's going to go from like the format and the grand entrance and what he would do. And he would not veer from that.
That's insane. I would be a millionaire if that was the case.
I want to write him a letter and thank him for being so bad at his job. But sadly, he's getting hired. You know, he's out there. The couples may not know. She was smart enough to know what questions to ask. Some people may not. I mean, maybe he's got a really nice looking Facebook page or a really snappy looking website. And then you get to your wedding and you're like, hey, I want to do my grand entrance this way and this way and this way. And then he's like, nope,
not doing it.
That's not how we do things. And if you want to use his microphone, which he has, it's a $100 upcharge if you want to use their microphone. Are you insane? So Upsells. Now, one of the big trends right now is, you know, all of the extra flashy lights, and we've got them. You know, the cold spark machine, the dancing on the cloud machine, the, you know, additional lights, up lights, all this stuff. I mean, there's some really cool things that are out there. All right, so I'm going to tell you my opinion first, and I sincerely want to know your opinion. My opinion is, yep, they're great, and if it's in your budget as the very last thing, everything else is paid for, you're completely content with the package you have from your photographer, which in my opinion, spend the most money on your photographer. We're a close second. DJ is a close second, but spend the majority of your budget on your photographer because that's what you get for the rest of your lives. You will be able to look back on those pictures for the rest of your lives. But when it comes to the extras, the uplighting, the cold spark system, all these things, which DJs can charge. I mean, my gosh, I know a DJ
Through
that's
the roof
for the cold spark system. It's an additional $750 just for that spark system, and it's only going to get used 5 or 6 times throughout the course of the night because if you run it continually, it will set off the fire alarm system. I did it here at the office. I was testing it and set off the fire alarm.
Use too, yeah.
Yeah. So in all of my years of doing this for a living, I have never done a wedding where people said, wow, this is so much fun. I just wish you had more lights. I've never, ever, ever, ever heard that.
The only people I hear that from are other DJs. That's it.
Yes.
The only people that complain about it.
Yeah. So my question to you guys is, how important is upsells like that to couples? Because there are DJs out there that, you know, you get it, your base price is, you know, $1,500. So it's about average for DJing for about 7 hours is about $1,500 on average, which that's the average length of time for an IOL reception. So let's say they do this great deal. You know, we'll do it for $1,000 for 7 hours, or $1,000 for unlimited time. That's when you know you're going to get a substandard DJ when they hit you with the unlimited time package. So it's $1,000. That sounds like a steal, right?
Right.
And then they say, well, now if you want our premier sound system, that's an additional $300. And if you want to be able to use our microphones, it's an additional $350. And if you want to use our executive lighting, because who wants crappy lighting, that's an additional $500. And all of a sudden, what seemed like a really great deal at $1,000 is a bit of an ass kicking at $2,500 or something like that.
Right.
So it's the upsell that drives me insane. So what do you guys think about kind of that icing on the cake flavor like that?
Andrew, I'm going to let you field this one first, actually.
Well, think of the last wedding that you were at. You know, what color were the lights? You know, when you have something like the cold spark machine and the dancing on the cloud, yeah, that makes for great photos and kind of a great novelty. But, you know, 3 hours into it, are you still like, oh my God, this is the coolest? And wow, look at all that. Like,
because that cold spark, especially the cold spark machine, 3 hours into it, you are not using that all 3 hours of the dance. You wouldn't be able to because there is a smoke. You know, there is no heat signature to it. You can literally put your face in it if you want to. Please don't. Put your hand in it if you want to see. Just because there is crap that will get in your eyes. I mean, there's granules that come up, but there is no heat. I mean, it's kid safe. It's a really cool effect, but you have to use it on a very limited basis because if you use it continually, you will trigger the smoke alarms in most venues. And if the smoke alarm goes off and you're having your reception at, say, you know, at Bienvenue, okay, by law they have to empty out the building.
Yeah. And
So
that's
your
a
entire
lot of
reception is going to come to a screeching halt until the fire department comes and says, yep, it's safe to go back in there. What caused it? The idiot with the spark machine. You know?
And not only that, you're going to have about 1,000 hotel guests pissed at you.
Yes. So, you know, I'm not trying to take away from those effects. Because there is value to them. I mean, the cold spark machine it's really cool.
It's a nice
great
touch.
for the grand
Yes.
entrance. It's great for the first dance. You know, it's great for those moments. But like what we charge for Alto Entertainment for it is nothing compared to what a lot of DJs are selling this for because they sell it as a major part of the light show. and it's not.
I just want to get into the light show portion of this.
Yeah.
Uplights, they look pretty. They're
Sure.
great for pictures. They have nothing to do with my dance. And then when you start talking about lasers and strobes and all of that, one of the things that came off of me the most over the course of 11 years was the one time I started using strobe lights. And then I had somebody rush up to me and go, "You can't do that because we have guests here from the military with PTSD. You have no idea from what walk of life your guests are coming from.
Yeah.
So why spend all of that money only to find out the day of that you can't even use them?"
Right. And, even going back to like the newest toys, the Cold Spark and the Cloud Machine. So the Cloud Machine works on a new kind of system where you do have kind of the fog juice and then you use ice as well, or some of them use dry ice, but they use it with a water reservoir. And a lot of venues don't want their very expensive carpeting to be screwed up by a fog machine via the DJ. So with a lot of places, you really, like if you're thinking of adding additional toys to your reception, make sure you contact your venue and see
make
if they're
sure.
Definitely.
allowed. Because if you spend, an extra $1,000 on the effect lighting and the DJ gets there and the venue manager is like, nope, can't use them. You're out $1,000. That's not fun either.
Oh man, I had that also with there's a certain venue that has a disco ball at their venue. Other than it is 75 years old.
Do we need to bring back the disco ball? I think we need to bring.
I think we need to bring back the disco ball. But that was the only problem. It was a 75-year-old disco ball. You can hear the motor going off while you're using it. And then I find out from the bride later, she's paid the venue an extra $250 for that and just got
to turn on a switch.
Exactly. To turn on a switch, and it wasn't even that good. It was one of the old 50s style ones that are still using really bad mirrors.
Right.
Not like when it got to the
Couple
70s.
50-watt bulbs just turned on towards it,
Exactly.
not any kind of spot or anything.
It was so disappointing. And she paid extra money for that.
So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because, having two professionals here with me whom I know are fantastic at what they do, I just wanted to get their opinion as to that effect lighting. Because I get a lot of questions from couples. Should we use the Cold Spark machine? Should we do this? Should we do that? And I always tell them, I'm like, I am the worst salesperson on the planet because from a business perspective, I should be selling that crap all day long because it's upsell. I don't have to pay payroll for it. It's easy, free money for the business. It really is. Once that equipment's paid for, it's free money for the business. I am an anti-salesperson when it comes to that. I always tell them, if it is the last thing on your list, if you've got money left over and you're like, we really want to spend it, okay, let's do it. But if it comes down between that or an additional entree, or if it comes that, or you want to do drink tickets, or it's that, or you want to buy a better photo package, do all those things first.
Yeah.
And if you still got money left over, I'll take your money. I'll happily take it. But it is not, in my opinion, it is not a priority.
Yeah. It should be the point where, especially when it comes to the DJ, that everything that they come with should be accessible to you and make a moment. Using the microphones for toasts, that's a huge thing that you need to be able to do. Having a DJ that has experience and knows how to bring guests out to the dance floor, that should just come automatically.
Making announcements too.
Making announcements
Which
too.
there are DJs now that are charging for that.
Blows my
Why
mind.
though?
I know.
If the goal is to make a bride and groom's day the most special, are you really gonna say no because you haven't paid me to do that?
Well, Nick and my wife and I went to a wedding in Wisconsin. My cousin got married a number of years ago. We get there, and the DJ was wearing it was a Led Zeppelin concert T-shirt, ripped up old jeans, and he was seated, and he had a mounted microphone at his table. And at first I thought, okay, the guy's going to change. I mean, he's not wearing wedding appropriate clothes. Didn't change. So he's playing dinner and cocktail music, and all of a sudden he stops the music. He does not stand up. He does not get out and engage the crowd. He leans into the microphone and says, okay, time for Jana and forgot the groom's name. So I'm sitting back at the table, yelled out the husband's name. And yeah, time for their first dance. Well, my cousin's talking to people, so didn't hear him. So dead air. 30 seconds go by and he leans back in. Okay, I need the bride and the groom out here for their first dance. Didn't even try the names the second time.
You would give us the electric chair if we tried that.
Oh my goodness.
That's about what Nick grabbed me by the arm. She's like, "You are not allowed to talk to this DJ."
But that's the fun part.
I have feedback.
I need to tell him how bad he is.
No, it has been no, because all of us in the industry know at every wedding we've ever done when another DJ, I'm a DJ. Oh, are you?
It happens.
Every
Awesome.
time.
My favorite question to that when they come, I'm a DJ. Cool, it's a Saturday. How come you're not working?
Right.
You know, that usually shuts them up kind of quick.
Because it's my wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So
Yeah, that makes more
if
sense.
the groom's a DJ, dude, here's where you push play, have fun, go for it. I'm gonna go sit down.
And your
Or
name
I get
was
it. I get it too. In this industry, it's kind of hard to get Saturdays off, and when you get them, it's really nice to actually go out and do it. But you do have to shove a shoe in your mouth every time you go out.
You never want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a DJ. Oh, don't be that guy.
that was Jack Daniels talking. Sorry.
So I may have had a story about that too. So my wife's cousin got married, and if you're just tuning in, I'm gesturing because Nick's actually here in the studio. We have a studio audience today. What did you say? We should get an applause sign.
We need an applause sign.
We need an applause sign. Yep, like cardboard boards or something like that. But we were at a wedding in Dubuque. Her cousin got married, and this guy thought he was, I don't know, I'm going to make a reference that only Andrew's mom will get this reference.
Okay.
He thought he was Casey Kasem from America's Top 40. Now, Casey Kasem is an icon in the in the radio industry, and he's got the greatest radio DJ voice of everybody ever alive. I mean, he was absolutely fantastic, and he talked every single song just like this, and he would intro it, and he would outro it every single song. This DJ talked like that all night, and he would intro and outro every song. Going back to 1979 and Kool and the Gang. Hey, that was Kool and the Gang from 1979. Moving on to 1984 and Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. And he would play the next song. And it was brutal.
And he had the corded mic.
Oh, he had corded mic. It was just awful. So my mistake was at the time, I may or may not have been doing picture races with my father-in-law.
Okay.
And doing well, holding my own. My father-in-law, is a John Deere guy. He could throw back a few. I was doing my best to keep up. So I held my own. I did real well with the DJ. I did not go talk to him until he disappeared for a little bit. And there's music playing, so I figured, bathroom break, whatever, that's fine. He comes back in an Elvis costume.
Okay.
Bride is, how old was she? Like 23-ish?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that area. She has no idea who the hell Elvis is. This was not part of the package planned out by the bride. He decided to surprise the bride with an Elvis appearance and then lip synced a couple Elvis. Didn't even sing the damn songs. Lip synced a couple Elvis songs to this 23-year-old who had no idea who Elvis was.
Woof.
It was awesome. From my
Your
side,
perspective,
it
yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, that's just sending us more money, honestly.
Finally, after just a few rounds of the pitcher race, Sean had to potty. So I got up and walked up to him like, "Hey, you're doing a fantastic job," and used my DJ voice with him. And he's like, "Hey, thanks, I'm Bobby." I'm like, "Of course you're Bobby." And away we went. It was so bad. Oh, it was so bad. The look on the bride's face was just, she had no idea how to react.
Just completely astounded.
She had no idea who the hell Elvis was. All of a sudden, this guy's in a jumpsuit with a big hair and lip syncing to, Love Me Tender or something. She has no clue who this person was or the context of it. Here's the lesson for you. If you are in the DJ business, actually at weddings in general, the one person at the wedding you never, ever, 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 ever surprise is the bride. Ever. Run it by the DJ, run it by the wedding coordinator, run it by her mom, run it by her maid of honor, run it by anybody else just to see, but never just, I've got a surprise for the bride.
The bride. Yeah. Nope. Now, to be fair, though, rounding back to a conversation we had earlier, there's a time and a place for that. There is a couple that is going to want that to happen as long as they talk about it.
As long as it's, if you want someone to dress up in Elvis, I proposed to my wife dressed as Elvis, which is a picture that does not come up on this slideshow.
I can show you though.
No.
Yes, please.
No. Have you never seen the picture?
I have never seen that picture.
Okay. I've got it because I've actually got it in my favorites, ironically. So I was convinced to do my one foray into community theater was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's one of my favorite shows.
Very good show.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. It's uplifting. It's just a fun show. I was cast in the role of Pharaoh, which ironically is an Elvis impersonation.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So opening night, I had, the whole family was in on this whole thing, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is a perfect opportunity because like a year before we got engaged, her dad had always just jokingly said, if you're gonna get married, just elope and go to Vegas. Save us all a bunch of money and chaos, and just elope and go to Vegas. And I would always joke that, hey, if we're going to Vegas, I want to get married by an ordained Elvis impersonator. So it was just a running joke. And by complete coincidence, like a year or so later, I get cast in the role of Pharaoh, which is an Elvis impersonation. So I immediately, well, here's your sign.
Right.
So during the show, at the end of the show, curtain call's done. And for the record, packed house, standing ovation, killed it. I was great.
Yep. Memories are like that.
The rest of the cast was okay. They kept up. But at the end of the show, the stage manager came out and he said, hey, ladies and gentlemen, the cast did a drawing before the show for family members for free tickets for tomorrow night's show. Nikki Davis, you're the winner. Would you please come up on stage? So both of our families are there, friends are there, everybody's in on it, except her. And as she's walking up on stage, I've got the ring and I've got the microphone. And the funny thing is, this was my first time ever being on stage in an organized show, like a big musical. I'm not a theater guy. I can't memorize lines for shit. I'm horrible at it. I was more nervous about this moment than I was about the damn show, right?
Right.
So she comes up on stage, and I think it clicked as she's walking up that this is what this idiot's doing, isn't it? Because as she walked towards me, she's like, "Oh, Sean, no, not here, no, really." And I told the story of the Elvis impersonation and the Vegas thing, and I proposed to her. This is what I look like.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
Yep, this is what I look like. So bring up camera one. Hold on.
That wasn't the engagement day.
This is what I look like. Right there.
The engagement day. That's just more.
Yep. You can't really see, since it's a black and white picture, you can't really see the wig.
Yes.
Oh, she's
the
got
color version's so
of it.
much
All right.
better.
So let me.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Find me. Get all the light. That's what I look like. And she said yes.
For all you future grooms out there, this is just a point to shoot your shot. Just
This is
do
how
it.
you win.
That's how you win.
Thank you very much. All right.
So anyway, before we divulged into that fun story, we were talking about how everybody's different strokes for different folks.
Right.
Some places the Elvis impersonator is going to be okay.
Killed.
It'll kill it. Yeah. And I know that between me and Andrew and me and you, we all have very different DJing styles.
Right.
I am the one that's shut up and only talk when I absolutely have to. That's one thing I get compliments on. But then we've got has his own soundboard and does like foghorns in the middle of his set guy. And then
No. That was just at a club.
Oh, was that just a phase, Andrew?
I didn't know this.
You didn't know this. He had his own like little pad board that he would
How
take
come you
to
haven't
show.
brought it to the show?
Tell me
I need a
about
new
it.
iPad.
We
but
could play with all
I
kinds of fun.
downloaded the app just to get that.
Oh my God.
And hey, good-looking girl, come up to the DJ table. Hey, do you want to make the air horn sound? Oh my God, I do.
It's a single days.
Single
Okay,
days.
Sarah. So just it's a single days.
Well, and then we've got you.
Oi.
Your style is, I can't get you to shut up even if I tried to.
I don't talk the whole.
You don't talk the
Take the
whole
bang
time.
away. And
Yeah,
see what
right.
happens.
I'm much calmer without the excessive caffeine. No, but here's the thing, though, because this is actually true. In my younger days, I would get out and dance with the wedding party and show everybody the stupid line dances or whatever was the trend at the time. As I got older and I am now more the age of the parents, I am not going to get out and dance with the wedding party who are my kids' age. I don't want to be the creepy old DJ out there dancing with the young wedding party.
Yep.
To me, that's, even though they're like, "Oh, come dance," they're all fired up because I'm the fun old guy. But to me, it's it's just not comfortable. I don't want to put myself in that position because I don't want to send some wrong message to the guests.
Yeah.
Because everything you do as the DJ, where you're kind of on stage. So I do more engagement mic work, kind of leading up to the night. But I always look at weddings, there's two halves to the wedding. The first half of the night, it's our job, it's the DJ's job to introduce the couple to all of their guests. Everybody there knows them in one degree or another, of course. But at this stage, no one knows them as a married couple because they've been married, 2 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So the beginning of the night, there's a lot more mic work that I do, and I'm stronger on the microphone just from doing this for forever. So I do a lot more engagement stuff with the crowd, with the wedding party, with our bride and groom. And you got your grand entrance. You've got the set up for the toast, set up for even for dinner, first dance, parents' dances. As soon as the official stuff is done, my job is to shut the hell up and just play music. You don't want your DJ, you don't want that guy, hey, coming up next, blah, 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 blah. This is not a radio show.
But some people like that. I mean, we've had a DJ on staff before. He's been gone for years now, but he was that kind of DJ that would get on and try to get hype work going, and he was extremely successful with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the point that I was just trying to get to is you find what you like, find your flavor of DJ. I love having the pre-wedding interviews because you've got these couples that are just like, well, I don't really know this guy. And it's so much fun to just kind of sit in a bar and, talk shop, get to meet each other, and they feel a lot more comfortable afterwards. And that is something I do encourage is, try to find that right DJ for you.
Oh, talk to him.
Yeah.
You got to find that connection with him.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And yeah, when you're looking at the show, shop around, try to find the person you like the most. And, if you don't really care, we'll send you somebody really good. I promise you that.
Right. Well, that part of my job from the management side, because I'm the one that's talking a lot with the couples, through their planning process, is I try to find the personality of the DJ as part of the UE staff that will kind of fit best with that couple. Or they find reviews and they just request somebody, which is fine as well. But finding that fit really does make that connection. And then once we get all the planning stuff done, all of the technical stuff, first dances, parents dances, all the main stuff, then I have them sit down with the DJ and you guys both go over it together. So we got all the technical stuff out of the way. Now it's finding that vibe and finding that personality and finding that connection, because now you don't have to talk shop. Now you can actually just connect and just have a great relationship going into their big day.
It's actually really funny because I noticed that a lot of the time, especially when I get the nerd weddings, because for just a little bit of
if they mention D&D,
yeah, or even Star Wars, for a little bit of context, in our group chat, I have named Sean Darth Morrissey. It just fits.
for a while my ringtone was the Imperial March with everybody at UE.
Hey, it works. But I mean, ever since then, it's just like, oh, weird, there's lightsabers at this wedding. Wonder why I got that one.
Hey, I'm a Star Wars guy. The Millennium Falcon is right above the front door of Alto Entertainment and is there proudly protecting us. So I am 100%. You should see our house. My wife buys me Star Wars toys all the time. I'm a total nerd. Not nerd, I'm cool because Star Wars is awesome. And if you're just watching the wrong show if you're not right. All right, so I don't want to keep this going forever. I know we could talk forever because,
We love each other very much.
right?
Yeah.
But couple key questions that I love to ask, and we're going to ask the general manager of Ultimate Entertainment, Michael Beardface Grimm, sitting here with me.
Hit me with them.
What can couples expect when they hire an Ultimate Entertainment DJ?
They can expect top tier performance. And like we've been talking about before, it's one of those things that we are here to make your day. Everybody's walking into this, hopefully, with their very first time. And even if not, they're looking for an experience that is catered specifically to them. And we train everybody to make sure that they're able to give a top tier performance that is catered to their couple.
Love it.
Yeah, we like focusing on making sure that we have things like the rotating dance floor, making sure that every guest is satisfied by the end of the night and can go, hey, that was a good time.
Right. And you're not just catering to what's happening specifically on the dance floor. You're catering to the room.
The room, yeah. And you can tell, too, because there's moments where you've just like, oh, man, I've been playing a lot of pop music. And you can see that the old people are starting, well, not older guests are
Define
starting
old.
I'm, trying to do that myself now. I was just rounded out 30 and realizing I'm not going to be young forever. So I should stop calling old people.
The new kids on the staff, in particular, I'm going to call her out. I call her my favorite newbie. It's Beth. And she just cracks me up because her attitude just kills me. This is a person that she she focuses on just making that bride's day just amazing. I mean, the only complaint I've ever got from Beth is that she asks too often, "Is there anything I can do for you?"
I
You
know.
but she'll come in and she's 22,
22,
right?
Yep.
And she made a comment the other day. She's like, "Oh, these old people, blah blah blah." And I stop her. I'm like, "Stop, define old." She's like, "Anybody 4 years older than you, boss." I'm like,
5. Give me 5.
10 years older than you, boss. Good, you're still hired. Good job. So, next question. Why? Why are you in the wedding industry, sir?
Why am I in the wedding industry? It is specifically for those catering moments. I got to tell you what, one of the most iconic things that stands out to me in my 11-year career is watching somebody get to dance with their grandmother, 97 years old. She hasn't walked in 5 years. They got her out of her wheelchair to dance with her grandson.
Oh, come on.
I know. It's moments like that. If I can make myself cry, that's why I love doing weddings. And you get finding those experiences is why I love doing this job, is because you do get to make these super memorable moments and still be a background character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool to watch and evolve how you perform based off of trying to find those moments.
Okay, so the grandma story is a killer. That's a winner. I'm going to make you think beyond that. You're not allowed to use the grandma story.
Okay.
What is your favorite moment or special moment at a wedding?
All right. Another really fun one that I had. Back when the whole same-sex marriage was more of a political conversation, I ended up doing a wedding for a lovely couple, and a same-sex couple. And it was actually the same year that, Macklemore's song. Now I'm trying to remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Nobody remembers Macklemore. Move on.
Boo. Macklemore's so good.
Same Love?
Same Love, yes.
I just can't stand Macklemore. It's not the song. It's the artist.
But that was the thing, is I got to use that song during the dollar dance.
Fair.
And again, it was another one of those things. There's not a dry eye in the house because, you were able to see that is a key contention point within their life.
Sure.
And you're able to bring it out to the table and make that moment for them that they finally get to feel unique and loved and have fun.
I get it doesn't happen often, but I get the occasional call from a same-sex couple looking to hire a DJ, and it breaks my heart because almost every time they will apologize. "Hey, I'm sorry, we're a same-sex couple. Is that okay?" And they apologize for it. And even before it was officially legal, I would tell them, like, you don't need to apologize. If you found someone that you love, someone that completes you, makes who you are, God bless you, live a long, happy life.
Yeah.
Don't apologize to me. I'm here to make your night amazing. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to sound that cold. I don't care because I'm not judging you for it. You found someone that loves you.
Exactly.
Great.
I mean, for 30 years for you, one of your best clients was actually in a same-sex relationship.
Yeah.
And, I miss Duck too, but
Oh
he
my
was
gosh, he was the
such a
best.
good guy. And you shouldn't be able to judge people off of that.
No, they're just a human being.
Yep.
Like the Altertainment logo, Andrew Buska. A big shout out to Andrew. He designed it, and we have been the closest friends for years. And it was it's I don't want to go down this hole because we can go forever for that. But the bottom line is that if you find someone that you love, don't apologize for that.
And come find us.
And come
because
find us.
We're going to make sure that it's perfect
Absolutely.
for you.
We love everybody. It is just what we do. So what's your favorite moment at a wedding? So we got your favorite kind of moment of weddings.
Of weddings.
What's your favorite moment at a wedding?
Grand entrance.
Grand
hands down. It
entrance.
is hands down the grand
The
entrance.
one that terrifies every DJ.
Every DJ hates doing it, and I'm just like, yes, feed me this energy.
Why?
You get to, one, it's the first moment. You finally get to present the couple. The officiant's done it once already. Everybody's really happy about it. But this is the first time that a stranger is just like, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. And you get to put everything that you have into it.
Yeah.
It is so cool to do. I get a lot of, oh, you're just like the, Chicago Bulls announcer.
Serious.
Yeah. Serious.
It's a great song for the grand entrance
It
anyway.
really is. And we were talking about this recently where a lot of brides and grooms recently have been playing Flippy Cup against each other when
Yeah.
they do their entrance.
Yeah.
And that is so much fun to do because now that I'm just a sports announcer at the very beginning of the wedding, it really sets the tone for the rest of the night because you can calm back down off of that, but your guests are still going to remember that energy is where we're setting the bar at for the night.
I like that. The grand entrance is huge.
Huge.
And I always tell couples, when they fill out their information for like wedding party stuff just on our planner, we've got a complete planning system at Ultimate Entertainment where you can literally tell us every aspect of your day. It's our job to make that a reality for you. But I always recommend to couples, don't use first and last names for your grand entrance because at this point, they've had a couple cocktails. You're done with the formal part. The ceremony, which is, of course, the most important part. But now that part's done, and we're here to celebrate. So first names for the wedding party, first and last name for our couple, because that's the first time that you've got a professional saying it on the microphone.
Exactly.
And you want everybody to know that Mr. and Mrs., whomever they are, have entered the room. To give them that big moment like that. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I love that.
absolutely with you.
I love that. Final question that I love to ask everybody. So you are talking to a couple. Let's say one of your law enforcement couples that you have done a number of weddings for them over the years. I mean, these are all the same people that keep just bouncing from one to the next, and they all come back to you. So you get one that wants you desperately because you have done all of their friends' weddings, you've done all of their family weddings, and for whatever reason, we are completely booked up on that date. We cannot help them no matter what we do. What do you tell that couple to look for in another DJ?
That's a really good question.
I know. That's why I'm in the big chair.
I get that.
Yeah.
So I would say that the number one thing to look at is energy. You definitely want somebody with a personality behind that microphone and behind that table because they're going to be what sets the bar for the entire night. The only other thing that I would say to look out for is somebody who definitely knows their stuff. If they start stumbling when you're asking them basic questions like, well, what should we do for a first dance? Or what kind of music do you like to play? That's a red flag right there. Somebody who knows what they're doing is going to be able to rattle off at least 2 or 3 different options right out the gate. But that would be the 2 things I would say to look out for the very most if you can't get me to do it.
Right. Perfect. He missed the important one, you would think. His first thing should say, go to ourstressfreewedding.com. Ourstressfreewedding.com.
You're right.
I'm just saying.
I'm just, I got to separate myself from Ultimate Entertainment.
All right, newbie, that's all right.
okay.
We'll let it go this
We'll
time,
let it
new
slide.
guy. Hey, speaking of ourstressfreewedding.com, did you notice? I have been so excited for this show. Aside from being able to talk about Ultimate Entertainment, which is just awesome. Have you noticed on the sides our new motion background?
Oh, those, yes.
Pretty.
I figured out how to do it like last week. It was right after the last show. And I figured out how to do it. And I'm like, we need to have the guests come back. We need to do a whole new show. Andrew's like, no, we don't. I'm like,
We've come a long way
yes,
from
we do. I
episode
know.
1 to episode 20.
Have you watched episode 1?
Yeah. We do it. We did it 3 times.
We did. So this is. I want to go take back to the website here real quick because this is awesome. So Andrew and I were working on this earlier this week. What you can do on the podcast section on the show here is we've always got our coming up next, and next show is Smiling Dog. You've already seen it if you're watching this episode and you are a fan. This is episode 17 is the one that it will air next. We record these in advance so we can make sure that we get the best quality guests we have for your show. But man, that was a great show. Shane is awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. And then the current episode that's running right now, Eventful Happenings and Chex Mix DJ Cool Tunes. This is a great couple. They are awesome. But the neat thing is that you can watch it on the platform or you can go back to previous episodes as well. And they're all linked to our YouTube page. The genius of Andrew figured out that this was his biggest accomplishment. We're so proud of the ascending or descending numbers. We figured out how to do that without having to move everything down manually.
Doing it with the code.
He's the tech nerd.
He's the tech nerd. He's getting
our
it done.
stress free. Yep. He's I said if we ever do a heist, I think we were talking about this last show. If we ever do a heist, he's the one in the van.
The man in the chair.
They're coming. They're watching. Quick, Sean, go to the elevator. And
Let me reroute the encryption code. And you're like, what? Okay, cool. Whatever. Just get it
put
done.
it on a loop. Get it done. I don't need to know what you're
because
doing.
I'm the one that's going to jump out of the building. Actually, I'm
I-
going to be the one like, you know what? We should have somebody younger do that. I'm kinda tired.
Yeah. You're the guy that sits back and pays everybody to do it. That's what you're at now.
Right? It was the old A-team show. It's good to be the boss. Cigar. And,
I imagine him like the shredder, just big chair facing a bunch of TVs, going like,
oh, so can I do that? Can I do the?
Yes.
Well done, boys. I've been wanting to do the dramatic turn this whole show. I think I'm going to open every show.
No.
Welcome to our stress-free wedding. No,
Welcome.
My wife says no.
It's
Never
too
mind.
much cheese.
Too much cheese.
Too much cheese.
What if I spin faster?
No, you would only be slow. You need to get like a motor on your chair to make sure it's perfect every time.
What if I like raise up into the show?
Stop. Stop it.
I can recline. Welcome to OSFTV.com. Never mind. All right, forget
You're
it.
trying too hard.
I am trying too
You're
hard.
going to be an Elvis impersonator if you keep this up.
I'm so close. I've got the outfit. Hey, one thing that we should probably mention, very, very important thing, and that is our wedding show. The very first of hopefully many, our stress-free wedding vendor exclusive wedding show is coming up November 20th at the Waterloo Convention Center at Sullivan Brothers Plaza. It's going to be super cool. Our goal is we're looking to like 50, 60 vendors. I think we're somewhere in the mid-20s right now and climbing. It's going to be a great show. I was just talking to the manager out there, Don, who was on episode, I can tell you, episode 4.
Ooh.
Don and Nora were here. If you want to watch a great show, they were awesome. They're fantastic management team out there and what they do. But this show is going to be so much fun. Registration is live on the site right now. You can go there, and this is kind of neat. So let me, as long as we've got it on the platform, let me show you this. Let me reclaim my mouse. Where'd it go? Come back. There it is. So we added a new dimension to the registration system on the platform, is that when you register on the platform, and everything is 100% free for our couple, so there is no charge to register on the platform, and we don't hit you with a whole bunch of crap and email and stuff. You get on the platform, you find the tools you need, and if you have any questions, email us. We're not going to bombard you with a bunch of crap. So you fill out your information, and then all you got to do to register for the show, click on that. Click on the shows that you want to attend, Waterloo Convention Center. As we add more shows, there'll be other options to add. And then you just submit the form. Right there. You'll get a confirmation that says, hey, you've been registered to the show. It's as simple as that.
that's all they have to do?
That is literally all they have to do.
That's
Wow.
so easy.
I know. And by the time you watch this show, you'll actually know, because we're building this out next week, so we're time traveling right now. Because by the time you watch this show, you can also go onto our main directory and just click on the wedding show link, and you'll have all the details on that page. Andrew and I say Andrew and I. Andrew's going to build the page for us next week. I'm just going to stay on video chat and probably make snide comments the whole time.
I mean, I think the beautiful thing is that for all of our fans of the show, you finally get to meet these guys in real life if you're able to come to the convention.
Absolutely. You know,
oh, we should have a
when we're trying to take away the
meet and greet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I can finally meet Andrew's mom.
Yeah,
Our biggest fan.
Biggest fan. Get her a top fan badge. It's okay, Nikki. You're Sean's biggest fan. We all know that.
She is, but you know, Andrew's mom for our very first show. Did I ever tell you that? Emailed me because he didn't need enough screen time. So now,
At the time, she was our only fan.
she,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Can't say that anymore.
not counting significant others, who she's always my biggest fan. I'm not going to take anything away from that, and I'm not just saying that because I'll feel guilty if I don't.
I get that.
Oh, she is. So to get a brag moment here for my wife, she is absolutely the driving force behind my motivation for doing this. The support that I have for my crazy, just stupid ideas is outstanding. I mean, when I turned 50, I'm 53, so this project's been going on for 5 years actually, in the building of it. But you know, I hit her with, "Hey, I've got this great idea," and she's like, "You're 50." Are you sure? I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. And her next, oh, okay, go for it. Let's make it a reality. I thank you in public to our thousands of fans by now for that, because I do appreciate you. And I appreciate your support on it. I really, really do. Hey, as always, this has been an absolute pleasure, Mr. Beardface.
Pleasure's all mine. Absolutely.
We are so happy to have. We are so lucky. Ultimate Entertainment is so lucky to have you as part of the UE family. I truly mean that. We are always fortunate to have you on as a guest of the show. And of course, we'll have you come back, mainly to have you come back just to piss off Timmy that he's not on the show. Tim Greenwald, who is also a fantastic DJ, a giant part of Ultimate Entertainment. He's great. But he's been yelling at me for not being a part of not having him on the show.
I think that we should bring him on for the the wedding nightmares segment, because Timmy has a fantastic story about his own that we love telling new people, but we're gonna keep that a surprise for the next time we talk about it.
And we will. I know Holly watches the show, and Holly was, when do I get to be on the show? And because she's a female DJ, which I agree, we should have some of our female staff on the show, because they do have a different perspective on weddings, which I think is very, very cool. I love it. We have a fantastic staff. I mean, seriously, we have an amazing staff. I love it. As always, hey, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Spread the word. Make some comments for us in the comment section, and give us some suggestions. We are looking for show suggestions, topics, guests, anything you can think of. We're always open to it. We are definitely the last people on the planet to say we're doing it right. We're doing our best, and I think we're going the right direction. We've got fans all the way in Canada, so we must be doing something right there, right?
Oh, sure.
Up there in the north. We love
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Hey, thanks for watching, and you have a fantastic day. Or stress-free day. Oh my gosh, I said that wrong. Let me do that again. Okay, take two.
Take two.
Can we edit that out?
Yeah.
I'm not going to
fix
edit it
it
out. I don't edit. I suck at editing. So we're just going to simply wrap it up with, hey, you have a stress-free day.